All right, this is OneLastMidnight. We're taking a look at a game called Dysmantle. It comes out in early access tomorrow, and man, is it an interesting post-apocalyptic survival game. It's really unlike any other survival game that I've played in the sense that you're not collecting up resources to like build a base and to establish your presence. You're really building up resources to upgrade your gear or build new gear. Now, supposedly there's a way to wipe out all the enemies in an area and claim it as your own, but I've yet to figure out how to do that. But let's look at some of the gameplay.
This is an automated recording sent from K23, the Crown Station. Everyone will be provided a safe transit as soon as possible.
We all do what we must just to survive, just to exist. When our society started to collapse, I was prepared. My underground shelter was filled with food and supplies. But that was years ago. Nothing's left now. I've no idea what awaits me at the surface, but I can't stay here. All I know is that there's supposed to be an evacuation site to the east. I need to get there. I need to escape this wretched island.
So you escape your little survival area and you're into this world. It's kind of got this little, you know, cutesy graphics effect. It's isometric. You've got a crowbar, which you can then turn around and just, you know, whack things with, and you wind up picking up resources. The first resource we picked up was scrap, and you'll notice that some items you can't pick up unless you upgrade your gear. In this case, the crowbar, and that is true for a lot of the game. The basic items you can pick up, like wood, scrap, even leaves, are pretty easy to do early on. As a matter of fact, it's very simple. And you can store your gear into a storage chest because you have limited backpack space, which is another item that you can wind up upgrading. Once you discover these camps, you light them up and you can now camp at them, and you're able to then turn around and get some rest, which will heal your health and upgrade your gear. Later, you'll be able to research items, but we haven't uncovered that yet. So you can see what's required to upgrade some of these items. You know, we need plant materials, scrap fabric. The crowbar needs scrap metal, and it needs wood. So your goal in this game is not only to collect items, but it's also to figure out what's going on and how to escape this particular item. In the beginning, you don't have access to a map. You really don't have an understanding of how big this world is. But I played this game for about 2 hours, and man, all I can tell you is that the world is huge. This first area, it really forces you to upgrade your gear so that you understand that upgrading gear is extremely important. So as we upgraded our crowbar, now it does from 8 damage to 12 damage, and the next upgrade will allow to do 16 damage. And the same with our backpack, right? Our backpack, we only have 5 slots, but we get an additional slot once we upgrade the backpack. Inventory is really tricky in the game. You really got to stay close to your campsite so that you can wind up destroying things. As you can see now, we can destroy these tables. And then we can also destroy these garbage cans over here, or these barrels, which we weren't able to do before because our crowbar was not to the right level. I believe these fences we're going to need to be 16 to be able to hit those. Yes. So that is the next upgrade, but we've gotten to the point where we can destroy this chest of drawers, and then we can also destroy these other items over here to be able to get into the room. You wind up uncovering new items the farther that you go, and the more that you explore. Right now, we can't damage a lot of these items because you can see that really you need to have an upgrade that's pretty high. So in the beginning, this is your existence. It's a lot of running back and forth to your chest to drop off your items, so that ultimately you can upgrade from the beginning items into something that's a little bit more tougher.
All working evacuation transports are outbound. Please keep calm and wait for the maintenance. This is an automated recording sent from K23, the Crown Station.
Radios are positioned around the map so that you can kind of figure out what is happening. And you'll get guided, and it'll tell you what you can do as you start uncovering more and more of these. Crafting is really in-depth in the game. And there's actually a ton of recipes. Unfortunately, you don't get to see those recipes until you progress farther into the game and unlock a couple specific areas that allow you not only to see the map, but also to see the research tree. As you explore out into the world, you finally come across enemies. And some of them are smart and others are pretty dumb. This basic enemy, not that tough to begin with. A little bit tricky though when your crowbar is at you know, the basic small level. But if you read this, there's a couple different ways. You can hold down the left mouse button to do a power strike, and then, you know, you can also target or toggle your melee target by using the center mouse button to be able to lock onto a target. They do pretty significant amount of damage. You know, ultimately in the beginning, you could pretty much stay away from them. You don't have to worry about them too much. There are some that will aggro you. Like these guys over here. If they see you, they'll come after you. But most of them just wander around and don't really bother you in this beginning area. There's a lot of things to uncover. There's a lot of like new and interesting areas. Like this, you need basic lockpicks to be able to uncover that area. There's little things that you can read about the island. And of course, there's chests and stuff that you can uncover and more resources that you can discover as you start wandering around and destroying stuff. If you notice the zombie guy there in the corner, as I start smacking and hitting items, you can see that they're starting to become aware of my presence. So in some cases, you need to be careful what you're doing because you're going to attract attention. Like I said, in the beginning area, you don't really have to worry too much because these guys, you know, just don't care that much. Sometimes, like in this case, you aggro multiples. Which you're just going to have to figure out your timing on how to smack them around. It doesn't take too long for you to be able to figure out that, you know, you get one single attack and then they'll come chase after you. And you can just keep backing away to be able to get around them. As they get tougher, though, that tactic really doesn't work anymore. There are new campfires that you can uncover to help you just reposition your area of attack, you know. You got little quests that you can do as well. Upgrade the backpack, you know, find the link tower, upgrade my level. And those, you know, they hang off into the upper left-hand corner so that you can see what they're doing and how far progress you've made to a particular quest. All your items are stored in this chest, so you don't ever have to worry about losing the items in your chest. They're all in there. Hitting enemies from behind, you definitely get more damage or deal more damage. I happen to know this is the link tower we're supposed to be at. And here's the map. And it is massive. These are the nearby link towers I need to get to. And you can see what happens. This guy happens to be blocking this particular gate, and that gate will only open up when it's cleared. And this west gate is sealed because of all these zombies over here that we need to remove first before it opens up. So once we do this link tower, now I have the mini map. We have a temperature gauge. We have little arrows, and we also show where the monsters are at. And I believe we also unlocked the research tree as well. Holding down shift will allow you to sprint, get you from point A to point B. Now, here's something that I don't really like about the camp. Every time that you use the camp and sleep, all the monsters regenerate back. So that's a little bit tough. I think you have to get to the point of being tough enough to be able to clear out an entire area before you can claim it as your own. But I'm not entirely sure because I haven't done it yet. Once you camp, you'll go into this area where you can upgrade gear and inventory. We still haven't uncovered the research tree, but we did unlock our backpack, which should give us enough for the level, right? Oh no, we still need to level up. I think once we level up, we'll get the research unlock, and then you guys can see how in depth the research tree is. It's pretty deep. Now, once you die, and you will die in this game, you actually just immediately come back, and your backpack is then just left, and you have to go pick up your backpack to get all your items again. But you respawn at the last used campsite. There are little chests laying around that are timed chests. Now, I haven't been able to figure out exactly what they do, but you can only open them up for a certain period of time. And I don't know if that recycles or not, if that's something that you can reactivate later, but I have been unable to open up, or at least uncover any of those items inside of the locked chests because, yeah, I guess I just don't get there in time. Storing items and killing monsters allows you to gain experience. So you don't have to normally beat up all the monsters to get the experience that you need. You just need to start whacking some stuff. Very close to the next level. See how this monster respawned. Later in the game, your items get tough enough that you can actually knock down these walls. You can dismantle. They claim 90% of the environment. Unlock the tomato soup recipe. Cooking. You need to do cooking, but cooking can only be done after you uncover a cooking pot. This should get us to the level that we need. Or close, anyways. And we've gotten level 2. And 1,000 experience as a reward. And so you go back to your base, your camp, store your items, and you get a little level up skill. This is the only one we get right now. Enables inventory and crafting items at the camp. And so when you invent and craft, here is the tree. This is the research tree, and if you start looking at some of these numbers, some of these only unlock in level 99, which is pretty extreme. I mean, I don't know if they put that there to say this is coming soon, because this is an early access game, and there happens to be a lot at 99. And I honestly think that that's what the mechanic is that as they start developing these will have a number associated to them, and maybe this tree will expand out more. But once you get to this area and you have an item that you can unlock, you wind up crafting that item. And now we have a cooking pot, and we're allowed to be able to cook food. We could also probably do the throwing knife. Nope, don't have enough equipment. And you really need to balance this stuff, because some of these items are more important to upgrade, like your backpack or your crowbar. To me, the crowbar is the most important item to update. And when I first played through, I really focused 100% on the crowbar. Mainly because, you know, hey, look, if you can't knock down items like these fences, they're great resources for wood. So there's not much wood that you can gather until you can start unlocking the crowbar to get to these fences. Same with that's true for most of the items that you wind up smacking around. You need to have that crowbar to a specific level to be able to, you know, hit some of these items that are in the environment. So this is the game that I've been playing for a couple hours. I can show you what my inventory is here and my crafting stations are. I've unlocked several things. I just recently got the machete, which is pretty cool. Does decent slashing damage, but it doesn't harvest. The only thing that harvests is the crowbar itself. I think I've upgraded the crowbar. Currently, right now, it does, what, 20 damage? And I'm looking for these tire things to be able to upgrade it to the next level. I've gotten a lot of these other items unlocked. You can see that the basic lockpick is level 11, and the compass is level 8, sleeping bag's level 7. These are some key items to have, but you can't unlock them until you get farther along in the game. Here's my guy. I really like the art style in this game. The graphics are really cool. They did a good job on the little art style. I can hold a couple items. Right now I'm holding the machete. And you can hold some trinkets and some special gear, but you need to work on researching in these specific areas, like special items and trinkets, to be able to unlock more slots for you to be able to use. I've got some quests that are going on. Again, here's the map. You can see how far I've gone in the map. And actually running around this area, even though it looks pretty small, it's pretty big. This is a pretty substantial area. And just look at all the other areas that are available. Handcrafted environment. Pretty nice. You do have the ability to be able to sleep through the night. But, you know, that comes much later on. You can orbit around with your camera. They use the middle mouse button. I hate using the middle mouse button. I have never liked using the middle mouse button. I like for orbit the right mouse button. But these guys are using a middle mouse button. You can see that my damage is up pretty high. I have that machete. I'm doing some good damage. So these, you know, these creatures are, they get to be pretty easy or easier after you get some of the appropriate tools to be able to destroy them. There's guys that are ranged attack, like that guy. And you also get throwing knives so that you can do a range attack on them, but they're not unlimited. And I don't like the fact that they're not unlimited. So you got to go back to the camp to be able to restock on your throwing knives. As soon as you go to the camp, you've got to, you know, you got this whole thing where you've, everybody respawns all over again. So it's kind of tough. Like I said, I haven't completely unlocked an area to see that if I can claim it as my own. I think I'm to the point where my gear is kind of tough enough that maybe I can go back to the beginning area, which is super far away. Let me just store these items here, just in case I keel over. And I'll show you how far the beginning area is. Oh, piece of meat. Nice. All right, so way down over here, that was the beginning area. So we're back into this region right here. And I think if I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I think if I kill everybody in this area without dying, I can then unlock this area, or maybe claim this area as my own. I'm thinking that's exactly what happens. But otherwise, you got to keep battling everybody. And that kind of, it does get a little old after a while. I don't want to have to keep battling the same guys over and over again. I don't necessarily like that mechanic and that part of the gameplay, but it does get easier. So, like I said, I haven't been back to this area in quite some time, couple hours. Oh, there was a quest in here that I couldn't do earlier because it wasn't the right level. Let's see. Can I do this now? Yes, I can. Finish in 60 seconds, kill 5 ex-humans. Alright, let's go. Ouch. Couple of the throwy guys, which are tough. Oh, I'm gonna die. Ain't no way I'm gonna get this in 5 seconds. Oh, that's it. That was it for me. Are they all going to be in there, though? No. At least it just showed you what it's like to die. You do come back full health, like I said. The problem is that, now we came back, but we've got to kill off all those creatures again. There's also a way to craft bandages so that you can, continue to fight longer in an area without dying off. It says I have the bandage unlocked, but I've yet to get a bandage. There's independent crafting stations too, outside and away from the campsite, so that you don't have to use the campsite to craft. I don't think this area has an independent crafting station, but I haven't been everywhere in here. So some areas that I haven't unlocked yet. I don't know. I think this is a fun little hack and slash game. It's pretty cool. Like I said, it's going to be entering early access in a couple days. I have no idea what the price point is going to be. Is it going to be super expensive or not? Guess we're just going to have to wait and see what the price point is going to be at. Small, very, very small footprint on your hard drive. I think it was all of like 200 meg or something. But this is definitely one we're going to keep playing and one we're going to watch. I definitely want to find out, you know, how to claim an area for my own. I wouldn't mind claiming this initial area. There's really only a handful more guys that I need to destroy in this area. And then it's mine. But they happen to be the toughest ones. Alright, well that's it for Dismantled. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be playing this again. I find this game pretty fun. Without a doubt, I find it pretty fun. Early access tomorrow. Have no idea what the price point's going to be. Hopefully it'll be relatively inexpensive. I don't think it's multiplayer. I think it's only single player. Maybe that'll change in the future. Have no idea. At any rate, hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. You can follow me on any of my social media in the links in the description below. And make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live and when I post new videos. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.